I'm Paul Revere. I like how this looks because it's I'll show up crazy and shit. It's somewhat like purple, but it's not overly purple. So that's cool. All right, so we're gonna get into this regular read. I'm gonna post 3 cards. We'll talk about it. It's all for the present. I'm done doing past, present, future. If you want past, present, future, that's something that we gotta talk about, and you gotta pay for that because that's pretty excess. I ain't here to be overly excess. I'm trying to keep everything simple as possible so it could break down for everybody. Everybody can understand what's going on. Ready for the read? Let me get closer to the camera. Okay, let's get closer to the camera. All right, let's get it popping. I want to put the AC on, but like I said before, that should be cold in here. So, all right, I'm gonna pull through the cards. We're gonna talk about it. When it already came out. Damn, son, that shit fucking. 1, 2, 3. All right. Let us talk about it. I'll put the AC on. If not, I'm gonna get overly hot in here. I know nobody want that. Okay. So guys, the first card is the Queen of Swords. Y'all can see that? Good. The Queen of Swords has to deal with cutting through the bullshit. A lot of times in your life, right? There's gonna always come times where it's like a fork in the road, or like you kind of like catch somebody telling a lie and you realize that like, yo, why the fuck you telling a lie? It's just pretty fucking stupid. So it's just best to, you know, if someone's telling a lie, like get to the root of it and call them out on it and then move forward, because without you having that kind of energy, it just kind of starts to just spin around in a fucking circle. And I feel like it's wild because like the person's lying to you, or if you are doing the lying, like it'd be wild because like with a lie, you have to make sure you keep up with the lie. If you don't, the person you're lying to, who's lying to you, you'll be like, ain't you said this? And they'll be like, oh shit, yeah I did, but I forgot. And you'll be like, yeah, so you're lying. Anyway, so cut through the bullshit. Very important. The hell cards, man. The next card, guys, is the Two of, I think it's Swords, yeah. The Two of Swords. The Two of Swords, you can see it, yeah. The Two of Swords has to deal with indecision. That's funny how we're going from coming through the bullshit to indecision. So with indecision, but it's important that you weigh the pros and the cons of whatever you're gonna end up choosing to do. That's how everything in life should be brought forward. And I feel as though a lot of times people don't want to see the good and the bad and stuff, but like that's the only way to really make a proper decision with your life. Like it's always good to really understand, like if I make this decision, right, what is the end all be all? Like what would make me want to stay with this decision? What would make me want to leave this decision? And the faster you realize that, the easier it becomes. I'm never gonna say that it's gonna be super easy, but it's gonna be great that you understand that, you know, when I make this decision and I'm not indecisive anymore, that this is gonna help me propel me moving forward in my life in whichever capacity that is. Whether that is a physical thing or a mental thing, like it's just gonna help you propel forward. The last card, guys, this card looks cool. It's a devil card. That's funny, and everybody got their mans out. The devil card has to deal with giving away your power, addiction. If you're going into addiction right now, it's important. I would just say go cold turkey. That's how I felt when I had to drink a lot, like every day or whatever. I just went cold turkey, and then like I kind of got over it. For somebody else, it might not be as easy as that, but it's always gonna be worth it when you realize that, okay, the more and more I choose to keep giving into this demon and this addiction, and you know how it makes me feel, and you know I'm feeling better because you know this and that and all this kind of stuff, like it's just important that you realize that you have the power to stop your addiction. Nobody else can make you stop besides yourself. And a lot of times we don't understand how much it affects us until we stop doing it, and then we kind of look back at it like, wow, you know, that was much easier than I thought. And a lot of times it's the fear of not knowing. Fear that freaks everybody out due to the fact that, like, it's something that's new to you. It's new to you, and you realize that with this happening in my life, if I was to cut this out, it will be a monumental shift that happens in my life. Like, for instance, it could be something as small as, like, like you're always late somewhere, right? So now you're kind of gonna take advantage of always being late to now you're gonna always be early. So you'll always leave 20 minutes early. I know, like, for work, when I used to work in the city and everything, like living in New York and everything, it was always crazy to try to get to work on certain days because, like, there would become certain times where, like, somehow the train would be fucking delayed. The train would be delayed, or wouldn't run on a certain fucking track, or the express train was all messed up, so it's always going local. And if you guys know, like, living in New York, to go local means that the stops that it would make express, so, like, it would skip 5 stops, we're making all them stops now. So, like, the train would become like 2 trains. So it'd be the R train and the E train together. So it would pretty much, like, just be going all over the goddamn place. And I started to just leave much earlier. And then from there, I never had a problem of being late, because I was late one time and I heard about it from whoever I was working for, and all kind of bullshit was going on. But, with that, I understood that, if I leave much earlier, I will not have this issue anymore. I don't know how to do a double card. I just felt like saying that. But take it with a grain of salt. Take it with whatever you want to say. But yes, that's the read, guys. So any addiction, go cold turkey, push past it. I love you guys. What you water will grow, what you cast will last. Only you can be the change you want to see in the world. And remember that it truly is up to you what happens in your life. Regardless of how this read goes, it is up to you. It's important to use discernment in this day and age, because without you knowing right and wrong, or choosing to be right when you know whatever around you is wrong, is important. The faster you understand that you have the power to commit or not commit to something, if it's toxic or not toxic, like, this is how you understand that the superpower truly is your focus. Focus leads you to the promised land. It will never lead you astray unless you focus on bullshit, which means you're just kind of staying off task, so it's not really being focused. Don't forget, Bitcoin mining is in the bio. Token of Real Estate by Lofty is in the bio. And the faster that you realize that without this shift happening, nothing will ever get changed, I believe that now it is time for you to make that shift in your life. I love y'all.